Pepe here at the UFC Fan Expo for Pro MMA Radio and Bodybuilding.com. This man probably needs no introduction, Chael Sonnen. He will be taking on Anderson Silva for the middleweight title. And Chael, I understand we might have gotten almost a little preview last night. What happened? Because Twitter is abuzz with a little negative interaction between you and the champ.
You know, I was really trying to be helpful. Anderson was signing a group of autographs. He looked like he didn't want to be signing them, and I let him know that in 2 months he won't have to sign any more because nobody will care about him again.
And then it escalated, though, because at some point I guess somebody translated it, and you guys had a little interaction in the lobby, I heard.
Is that what happened? Did somebody translate? I didn't know. I was going down the hallway with my manager, Jeff, and he came up. I heard somebody saying my name. I thought, gosh, is that Anderson? I looked back. Well, it was Anderson, sure enough. I don't know how much of an interaction it was. I thought there was going to be, but it was really quite uneventful, frankly.
Well, when he came up, did he say anything to you? Did he seem upset? Well, give us a little more detail.
Well, yeah, a little bit. It was hard to say because there were so many people and there was cameras and there was a lot of noise. I'm sorry for not giving more detail, but it kind of caught me off guard too. And, when he called my name, I stopped and looked. I didn't know where it was going. He was telling me to relax. He kept saying, Chael, relax, Chael, relax. That was truly, that was about the extent of it. There was people everywhere. I can't fully remember because I was a little bit on edge myself when he tracked me down. I didn't know where that was going to go. But, all's well. It ended well.
So this has been kind of an ongoing theme for you. You've been needling him a lot. You did it before the fight was announced. Talk about how important it is from the business side. Yes, you won 3 huge fights to earn this title shot, and earn the title shot is the way to put it. But you also understand the business side. You've been kind of marketing this fight for a while.
Yeah, that's true. You're never going to get a fight that nobody wants to see. So, the first thing you have to do is have people that want to see the fight. In addition, this one's an easy one because we really do want to fight. I had a fight with a guy named Dan Miller, who's a friend of mine. I'm going, geez, we'll go out there and compete as hard as we can, but I don't want to fight Dan Miller. I will fight Dan Miller. I don't want to fight. There's a big difference. I want to fight Anderson Silva. I've wanted to fight him for 4 years. I've been sticking my finger in his chest. I told him for 4 years to stay away from me. For 4 years he has, and for whatever reason he decided in the hallway yesterday it was a good idea to break that streak. There was a lot of people and it ended well, but on August 7th there won't be a lot of people and it's not going to end well.
Why have you wanted this fight for so long? I understand he's the champion. Is it just about the title, or is there something about him?
It's a large part about the title. It is a large part about him. He's not my kind of guy. We're not going to be friends, in real life. We're just not. But on top of that, it's truly also a point to prove to everybody else in the division. One guy has challenged Anderson Silva in 4 years. One guy, me. You can't find a challenge anywhere by any other athlete in this company except me, because every 85-pounder and every 205-pounder and everybody else in the UFC is a bunch of cowards except me. One guy wants to fight the champion. One guy is willing to be the best. That's why I have this fight, because nobody else will do it.
And Chael, I remember you telling me that when your dad was passing, the last thing that you guys spoke about was that you promised you would bring home a world championship. Is that a big driving factor in all this as well?
Oh, yeah. That's the only promise I ever made him I haven't kept. I told him I was going to beat Tito Ortiz and win the championship. Tito was the champion at the time. But Tito wasn't the point. The championship was the point. So I'm sure Anderson will suit him just fine.
So before I let you go, congratulations on the primary.
Thank you very much.
And now, when does the actual election come up for you, and how could that impact your training for Anderson?
I don't know. This is uncharted waters for me. The actual election is in November. We do it in Oregon the same day that the whole nation will be voting on their Senate and congressmen from every other state. And as far as training, I don't know. It's like I said, this is new to me. But whether I train for Anderson or I don't train for Anderson, on August 7th, I'm going to walk out there and beat up Anderson.
Fair enough. Before I get you out, UFC 114, Rashad versus Rampage. Does the wrestler do it?
I think he sure does. I would bet on Rashad. you know, you look at Rampage and you go, geez, I don't know what skill this guy brings to the table, but he sure does win a lot of fights. Rampage is, you know, if you look at his resume, it's as impressive as anybody in the sports ever. I don't know how he wins. I can't imagine he wins tonight, but he keeps surprising me.
And you mentioned Dan Miller being a friend of yours. He fights Bisping. Dan gets back in the win column?
You know, that's a really good fight. I'm cheering for Dan. I hope that he does. But that's a good match, and Bisping's a hard guy to beat. He goes really hard the whole time, so you got to show up. You got to be in shape. Dan can beat him, but Bisping can win that fight too.
Well, another guy that shows up in shape is Chael Sonnen. Expect him to be in shape when he takes on Anderson Silva August 7th to get that title.
August 7th, Oakland, California, 7 p.m.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chael.
Thanks, Larry.
You got it.
Appreciate it, pal. Thank you.